Every day is a new beginning to work towards your goal. Our greatest fear lies within giving up. And as we approach the end of yet another month, be reminded that you are in an answered prayer. Hello there. Thanks for joining us on another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Theodore Henry. We have some educational features lined up just for you, so stay tuned as we take you through another half hour geared to keep you informed.
Public passenger vehicle operators and commercial carriers, renew your road license online. It's as easy as 1-2 click. Visit the Transport Authority website at www.ta.org.jm. Choose your license type and click Apply Now. Sign in or create an account with your email address and complete the application process, uploading all relevant documents. Make payment using a debit or credit card. Once your application is approved, the Transport Authority will email you to collect your sticker. Pick up your sticker in office or utilize our courier service. Once the sticker is collected, your digital road license will be emailed to you. For more information, call the Transport Authority toll-free at 888-991-5687.
Good day, I'm Lisa Rowe and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, February 28, 2024. The Electoral Office of Jamaica, EOJs, is finalizing the count of ballots from Monday's local government election. Up to news time, the EOJ had revealed the final results from 56 of the 228 electoral divisions that were contested. The results are from divisions in all parishes except Kingston and reveals the Jamaica Labour Party winning 31 to the People's National Party's 25 council seats. Director of Elections Glasspool Brown says the results will continue to be released to the public as soon as they come in. Counting is in progress at 63 centres across Jamaica. Preliminary results had the Jamaica Labour Party coming ahead in sufficient divisions to win 7 of the municipal corporations, with the People's National Party taking 4 and a tie in 2. Preliminary voter turnout for the local government elections was 29.6%. Local innovators will soon benefit from the establishment of a technology commercialization sub-office that will offer assistance in getting their products on the market. The sub-office is the result of a partnership between the Development Bank of Jamaica, DBJ, and the Scientific Research Council, SRC. It was initially designed to help universities commercialize research output, but will now be extended to all innovators.
How do you capture those inventions that are happening outside of the universities, those ideas that can be translated and be commercialized? What is the support to them? So SRC being included in the development or establishment of a technology commercialization sub-office was key in accepting and acknowledging that innovation is happening not just within our universities but in the wider society, and creating that support system that is essential to help get those ideas, those would-be innovative products, into the marketplace. The
SRC's executive director says that in addition to providing a support system to innovators, the sub-office will lend support to the National Innovation Competition to be held in November. The office will be established at the Council's Hope Gardens complex in Kingston. Meanwhile, support is on its way for the young entrepreneurs of Papine High School in St. Andrew following their call for approval of their personal care products. The team of students, Akeem Thompson, Migoo Spencer and Alex Ricketts, and chemistry teacher Kenisha Warren Sterling from the school's Agriculture and Science Department, recently gained national attention for their cosmetic products. The items were part of the school's exhibition at the Forum for Innovations in Teaching held in January. Executive Director of the SRC, Dr. Shara Watson, says she had an opportunity to try one of their cucumber-based products upon meeting the team, and it is up to par with those on the market. Dr. Watson says she was inspired by the boys and will be lobbying partners to aid in the realization of their products being commercialized.
We also ensure that they understood what commercialization could mean and could look like for them. So that is something that they're working through. We definitely will connect them with our partners. JBDC, JIPO are our 2 partners that we encourage them to seek audience with, and we'll be supporting them in making those connections.
Dr. Watson was speaking at a recent JIS think tank. Government is allocating more than $359 million in the new fiscal year to support further investment and the growth of the global services sector, GSS. The money will fund the GSS project, focusing on the higher value-added segment, providing better skilled workers and increasing Jamaica's capacity to attract foreign direct investments and increased exports. Among the anticipated physical targets in the 2024-2025 fiscal year is the build-out of space for the Portmore Incubator to support the Technology Innovation District. Capacity building of firms participating in the district will also be done. The GSS project is being implemented by Jamaica Promotions Corporation, JAMPRO, with funding from the government and the Inter-American Development Bank, IDB. And finally, the National Road Safety Council, NRSC, will be purchasing speed monitoring devices and breath testing equipment for the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, to assist in reducing road fatalities. The NRSC received the funding of $400,000 after applying to the United Nations Road Safety Fund last year through the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO. Program coordinator of the NRSC, Victor Anderson, tells JIS News that the council is seeking to acquire state-of-the-art speed monitoring devices that will be able to print a report once they detect speeding. That report would include a picture of the vehicle and a record of the speed at which the driver was going. He says they are hoping to have some of the devices this year, in addition to breath testing equipment that will allow evidence to be produced right on the spot. The NRSC's program coordinator contends that the breathalyzers will assist in reducing road crashes caused by persons driving under the influence. He says some of the money will also be used for administration of the project improvement in data capture for road crashes and injury reporting systems, as well as the training of officers. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Lisa Rowe. Thanks for watching.
There are many things people fear, and blood donation may be one of them. The thought of the needle stick plus misconceptions about all the things that could go wrong makes them fearful. Are you one of those persons? Well, not to worry, this feature will educate you about all things related to blood donation, a life-giving choice we urge you to make today. Let's take a look.
There are many fears and misconceptions about giving blood, some of which we'll be dispelling for you today. Joining me is Acting Director of the National Blood Transfusion Service, Dr. Veronica Taylor. Thanks for coming, Dr. Taylor.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning. Okay, Dr. Taylor, one of the first fears that we want to discuss today is the fear of needles or being too nervous to donate.
Okay. First of all, donating blood allows that you can save 3 lives. So when you are coming to donate blood, you have to have that in mind. I know that there are myths or fears to donated blood because the size of the needle is like a mosquito bite. Don't be scared. That unit will be open in front of you, and it's an easy way to go. Our nurses are well capable to do this procedure. You cannot be scared because when you go into donated blood, that unit of, or the bag of unit of blood will be open in front of you. So it's single use. You will feel comfortable. There is not a way, not at all, to catch any disease.
Some persons also believe that they cannot donate blood because they've had other diseases such as ZIP-V and CHIK-V. This is not the case. You can also donate if you've had these diseases, right?
Okay, I would like to clarify that. When you come into donated blood, you will have an interview. So in that interview, the nurse will be rigorous, asking you few questions that you will answer because it will be for the benefit of the recipient. So they will ask you few questions as if you have been in contact with person that have sick-B. If that is the case, you will defer for 15 days. If you have been contacted the sick-B, you will be deferred for 15 days. If you, after donating blood, started with symptoms, you will need to contact the blood transfusion service at any way that you have been donated the blood, because we will defer that blood will be discarded. So we will have a quarantine of the blood for a few days in awaiting for any symptoms that the donors could have in that period of time.
And Dr. Taylor, what about those persons who believe that they will not be able to partake in any physical activity or sport after donating blood?
One of our recommendations when we do the interview, if you go to the gym every day, the day that you donated the blood, will not do it, because remember that we have to remove 500 milliliter of the volume of your blood. My recommendation is increase your water intake. Taking more than 3 liters, you will be okay for the following day, be doing your gym or your sport activity.
That's great. And what about those persons who believe that they will not have enough blood after giving blood, so they avoid giving blood in its entirety?
What I will say, your bone marrow, removing 500 milliliter will hyperactive and will put in place again, you need your red cell, your platelet, and your white blood cell. So nothing to worry about.
Persons sometimes say that they're just too busy to donate. What do you have to say regarding, how long the process is, and, the other blood drives that you have to facilitate persons who may not be able to come here directly to donate blood?
Okay, that is a good question. We have the possibility to go to your workplace to allow you with a blood drive to help us to increase our number of units of blood in the blood bank. So we have different ways to allow to you to donate blood. 1, coming to the blood collection center. 2, a blood drive. 3, we use a mobile unit that go to the different places to allow person that interested to donate blood to go to that facility. The other way that you can, your day that you are resting, is a person living in Kingston and St. Andrews can go on Saturday from 9 to 3 o'clock to the National Chest Hospital. There we have a blood collection center that is open every Saturday. So that is another possibility, that the day that you are free to go and donate blood.
Perfect. And what about the issue of age? Is there an age limit for donating blood? Are you ever too old or too young to donate?
There is important to know that you can donate blood if you are between 17 and 60 years old. For the person that have been donated and regular donor, they can go up to 65. So that is important to be aware.
And a very popular myth is that you cannot donate blood because you've had a tattoo.
No, that I know that it is normal to have a tattoo, but we don't allow after 1 year to come and donate blood. Remember that you will use needle and you can be infected, so there is a window period that we don't want to violate, so we wait 1 year after you donated you have your tattoo in place and you can come and donate blood. Don't be scared.
And finally, vegetarians think that they cannot give blood because they simply do not have enough iron.
Okay, that is not true. Starting with a healthy lifestyle, we know that eating more vegetable and fruit, we are doing well. So vegetarian person don't have to be scared. We will take you through the process of what you will do when you donate blood, and we will check your hemoglobin level, doing a test, and that will let me know if you are able to donate or not. So vegetarian is not an excuse to come and donate blood.
Thank you, Dr. Taylor. Is there anything else you want to say?
Yes, I want to say something that is very important. Please, it's not only National Blood Transfusion Service at 21 Slipen Road where you can come and donate blood. There are 10 blood collection centers island-wide, and I please encourage everybody to come and donate blood. We know that in the last 8 months, the increase of accidents in Jamaica have been affected. So the way that we can save that life is sometimes the need of blood. Also, I would like to encourage people to keep donating blood. Why? because PAHO and WHO want in 2020 that our country be 100% voluntary donors. So without your support, we will not be in that target. Please come and donate blood.
Thank you, Dr.
Yes.
Taylor. It was good having you. So having some of those major fears and misconceptions dispelled, I sure hope that you will face your fear today and donate blood. All the best.
Call me by my name, that is the first thing I will say. Don't refer to me as blind if that is what's on your mind. Being referred to as deaf or dumb is also a no. These are some of the things persons with disabilities experience. Now, we'll share the importance of calling persons by their names and not their disabilities.
Call me Nefishiba.
Call the person by their names if you know their names, and if you don't know their names, ask. I recall when I was growing up, disability was not a word. Most persons who had varying impairments, people used to call them, even today, I'll use this one. They call persons with one hand or 1 foot one-y. And they call persons who are deaf the D word, which I will not say. The Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities and the Disabilities Act push forward that you put the person first. So I know sometimes we love to say the disabled man. He is a man first and foremost. And so I know too that some members of the disability community, they don't mind. But if we want to be politically correct, just remember it's a person first.
I know many of our children and youths and even adults, they face labeling in their communities. And one of the derogatory terms that people would use to describe them is that you're retard or you're retarded. And those are terms that, you know, emotionally, they hurt persons with intellectual disability because you're seeing the person with a condition and not the person.
I am Hannah Kay.
They are also referred to as handicapped.
Don't call me that.
Don't call me that.
But we all know that what we refer to as a handicap is a barrier that you place. It can be a physical barrier, it can be an attitudinal barrier that you place on the person, you know, but the person is not a handicap. Anybody with a disability is a person first. And so you address the person. Do you, the tall person? No. You would call the person by him or her, by his or her name. So address the persons by their names.
You might say that, but the person is deaf, I can't sign. Ask them, maybe they can write, or maybe they can lip it, you know, and you figure it out together. Or if someone is in the space, they can maybe tell you, but ask. It's always nice to ask. And people who are blind are not necessarily deaf. So we do not need to shout and, you know, scream if it's a person who is blind. They can hear and they can speak.
It's a challenge, but for most persons will find the term visually impaired acceptable. People have many ways of referring to persons who are blind, which, you know, we in the blind community will find quite derogatory, right? There are terms that people use, you know, sometimes, you know, the tease of the other children, for example, you know, referring to them as bat or blind bat, or blinky, or cast eye, or those terms obviously are not acceptable terms and are not terms of endearment at all.
I recently went to a function and the question was asked in the room, what do you think, what are the words that come to mind when you hear the word deaf? And everybody, in the audience sought to say, no hearing, discriminated against, and all those kinds of words. And the deaf person said, what about champion? What about an achiever? What about a motivator? What about those positive words that we refer to others in society as? People with disabilities are those too. And so if we begin there, no, you do not have to pay money to change an attitude. An attitude is a decision. And so if Jamaicans, out of understanding that people with disabilities are people and they have capabilities, abilities like everybody else, then I think that will be a humongous achievement, because it will then have a ripple effect on everything else that happens in society.
We are just like you. We have the same needs, we do the same things. We work, we have families, we cook, we wash, we clean, we do all the same things. We are not different. It means that when you're thinking of persons who are blind or visually impaired, think of us as, your brother, your sister. The same things that you need, the same things that you want, respect, the need for autonomy, those are the same things that we want.
I know a lot of persons might say, but that is what they are. And I would say, no, that is not what they are. The disability might be part of their person, but they are not their disability. The disability is a condition. And so all the other derogatory words that are utilized, if we put ourselves in the position, recognizing that disability is no respecter of persons, whether class or socioeconomic status, color, disability has no bias. And so in these days when we have those beautiful roads and we drive on them at high speeds and we can end up in accidents, a disability is a second away.
Here's how we sign the alphabet.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sign with me?
We work to keep the peace wherever we go, from the north to the south and from the west to the east. Not many persons know all of what we do, but there's never a time where we fail to let peace prevail. We are sometimes referred to as peacekeepers, and there's nothing that will stop us from carrying out our duty. We is not me, but rather those charged to be justices of the peace. Here are some of their roles and responsibilities.
When you offer your service across Jamaica, it is absolutely important for you to be fair-minded. Ensure that fair play at all times is displayed, a person dispensing justice, ensuring that peace is maintained across Jamaica. To assist in solving the many problems that we are encountering in Jamaica.
We see them all over the country. We know their names. We employ their services for signing important documents, among other things. But do we know the extent of their functions, or how one even becomes a justice of the peace? Come, watch as we open the gates to the historical peacekeepers of our nation.
I'm appointed through the Ministry of Justice, and as a JP, you have to be very, very confidential. So people can come to you and they can confide in you with whatever, and you can be that person that they can talk to. You have to be a person of integrity, a person who is an unquestionable background.
You're joining a vocation that has been in existence and started from the 12th century. From 1195, the king, known as King the Lion-Hearted, said to the knights, we need distinguished persons to operate in boroughs, communities, right across England. So find some persons who can keep the peace. Some from 1195, over 800 years ago, persons who were appointed were known as keepers of the peace. It was only in the 14th century that the term justice of the peace became the JP that you are now.
Ministry of Justice call us peacekeeper, and people do call us peacekeeper because we do keep the peace. Some of our duties that I perform, I witness documents for people, I do recommendations for some of the youths who want a job. I also do recommendations for persons who want to be surety to bail another person. So there are multiple things that I do as a justice of the peace.
The role of a JP is a voluntary one. So these officers are not to accept cash or any form of reward for the work done in their capacity as JPs.
It's something that you will do out of your heart. You have to do it as a person. You have to do it as a Jamaican. You have to love your country. And I believe that we have to stop asking the question what our country can do for us and to want to help to change our country, to change the justice system.
From there, the steps to become a justice of the peace are fairly simple. You must be a Jamaican citizen residing in the country during the time of appointment. You must be able to read and speak English fluently. You must be able to communicate and interact at all levels with all types of people. You must be a person of undeniable integrity who commands the respect of the local community. And you must be a person who has offered voluntary service to the community and the country by extension, while indicating the potential for continued service. But always remember, as a JP, you're offering a very valuable service to your country.
It's a fulfilling job, but it's also a tiring one. So I want to say to fellow justice of the peace out there, please, do it for the love. As what they say, do it for the love, not for the likes. You understand me? Make sure you're doing your job correctly. You signed up for a position to help people, help people.
Calling all creators, join the JIS Creators Challenge.
We want to see your unique perspective on why you love Jamaica.
Whether it's through a Jamaican adventure, arts and craftsmanship, or Jamaican cuisine.
With party lifestyle or celebration of our Otamaniwan people culture.
Unleash your creativity in a video 1 minute or less, showcasing why you love Jamaica.
Upload your video to your socials and tag JIS by March 8th.
Follow us on all our platforms for more info
on how to enter and prizes to be won.
Stay tuned!
Can you believe it? We're at the end of yet another show, and this is where we leave you for today. But be sure to join us tomorrow on this station for all the information you need to know. Until then, visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for this and more offerings. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Theodore Henry. Peace be with you.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.